Suffering that narcissists never think about when playing with you. Think you've got the upper hand on a narcissist? Think again. Today, we're diving into the unexpected twist that narcissists never saw coming, and how it completely flips the script on their manipulative game. Have you ever found yourself tangled up with a narcissist, only to realize later that you were dealing with a master manipulator? Tell us about your journey. How did you initially connect with them? And what was their behavior like? How did their actions reshape your life and your sense of self? It's easy to overlook the red flags, chalking up their erratic behavior to bad days or a sob story you felt sorry for. But by pouring your energy, love, and empathy into a relationship that was destined to drain you, you ended up giving more than you received. In this video, we'll explore how narcissists exploit their partners and the profound impact it has on those who are caught in their web. If you've been through this, drop a comment below to share your experience. Give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights on navigating relationships with narcissists. Let's get into it. Typical narcissists are plain old toxic. Research finds that the narcissistic thinking mode is characterized by 3 unique beliefs. They avoid taking responsibility, blame others, and handle situations differently. Rather than aiming to better themselves, they take advantage of others, waste their resources, discard them when no longer useful, and then leech onto a different target. This new target is surprisingly not someone they lost, but rather another person entirely, as narcissists often go from relationship to relationship. When they get what they want from you, it's off to the next ill-informed, unsuspecting individual, whether a man or another toxic narcissistic female. At times, they may return to an ex or acquaintance. Other times, they may pick a new target. These behaviors enable the narcissist to continue in their cycle of abuse. It is very important to realize that narcissists are, by definition, always in this cycle, continually conscious of their mental impairments as they get dragged down into the anxiety quicksand and shift shapes from being aware self, potentially helpful, to grandiose self, hurtful, straight-paying transference, persona. They freely admit to using masks as a means of controlling individuals, and may even acknowledge that they know better, but deception feeds their need for self-satisfaction. Getting rid of a narcissist can be an intense experience, where one moment it feels like everything is sunshine and rainbows, then the next, the planned Dr. Jekyll turns into Mr. Hyde. You were never sure what you meant to them. These were the terms you would type into Google, such as a spouse who won't speak to me or verbal abuse, diving headfirst into an internet rabbit hole of hair-pulling frustration until there it was, a crack in between all that torment. Answers. As you move forward on your journey, you realized more and more about yourself and narcopaths. Your awakening was something they never saw coming, just as they did in the beginning of the relationship. The only difference this time is that finally they underestimated your knowledge and research capabilities. Think about the first impression the narcissist gave you. It is likely that they deduced all your goals, assets, dreams, relationships, and more to create a profile of you. They made the choice to use you as their next fuel source, to parasitize you for the near or far future. Their plan was to get close to you and make you adore them or become friends with them while they hid their real agenda. They planned to abuse, manipulate, and lie to you under the cloak of pretense. They knew that during your time with them, they would use all of your luxury, wealth, and other resources and fully expect you to have nothing left when they were through with you. You knew you were going to be left empty because you had experienced this before. You had every intention of moving on to new power once your power supply was empty. In conclusion, you did not expect that you would recover or that you would understand if you left. I would love for you to watch the video again to understand how the narcissist hurt you and how it ends in your departure or their own. Or maybe they drained the energy out of you, as narcissists do. You will know if you have already paid the price. Comment because you matter. You were deceived into thinking that you needed them to survive, which is a classic case of trauma bonding. They were constantly in control, pushing you out and then drawing you back in, never allowing you to get a grip on stable ground and living in an emotional roller coaster. You never knew what to expect and were never confident in answering their calls, texts, or emails at any time. There was no stability. They made sure to keep you off balance and reinforced trauma bonding after every encounter. This is very complex to get through, particularly because you were never taught about narcissism. It took you by surprise and made you believe that everything was falling apart, leaving you sinking into an unquenchable emptiness. You were mesmerized by your life with them. For you, a life with them was a dual preoccupation of day and night. They would always scold you for something, often holding back their responses to your communications. They forced you to pause whatever you were working on to account for your actions, plans, and ambitions. Typically, they would respond with a brief "okay," "K," or "great," and sometimes they wouldn't respond at all, leaving you to wonder, did this happen to you? Let me know your thoughts on it. You were humiliated by their lack of interest in your plans and activities, as if you were an unpaid assistant who was constantly busy and apologizing. You were trapped in a manipulation and reporting cycle, as everything you did or said was going to the narcissist, who orchestrated to keep everything a secret. All of your hard work was in vain as they became bored of you shortly after they hunted you down and used you. Narcissists don't think of themselves as possessions. They treat people like dolls or presents and then shelve them when they no longer need them. They might vanish for hours, days, entire weekends, or longer, likely in pursuit of attention or validation elsewhere. When not in your presence, they may have taken much pleasure from friends, social communities, excursions, or other pleasures in life. While narcissistic supply frequently includes their current or former romantic partners and friends, it can also include family or siblings. The narcissist never anticipated you finding your power, discovering narcissism, understanding the consequences, and prioritizing your well-being. I feel so sorry for you, whether you were discarded or walked away. I want you to know it was not you, and I am overjoyed you are free. Surviving the narcissistic relationship and abuse is difficult. Many others do not make it out on the other side. Realizing this is such an essential piece of clarity. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. This life-changing knowledge may save you from a toxic narcissist and safeguard your future. The abuser did not anticipate or desire for you to become well. It was not their intention or desire for you to realize that these toxic individuals are exactly who they claim to be. It's not a facade, and they don't remain long enough to be humiliated. Nope. You are becoming aware, gaining knowledge, building, teaching, and even assisting. Narcissists tricked and trapped you, yet you fled. Your narcissist never desired closure, so you should not either. They never reflect, apologize, or own up. Closure will be impossible because their world is one in which they are perpetually correct and never err. Narcissists, like everyone else, make many minor mistakes each day. However, due to their intellectual defects, they find it impossible to acknowledge these errors, and the cycle of abuse gets more intense. They know it, and they repeat the behavior constantly, lying to and manipulating people for personal gain, and then discarding them like trash. You have never seen a healthy relationship with a narcissist. They never had any true friends. Children eventually understood what was taking place and withdrew, removed themselves from the narcissist's power struggles, manipulations, and victimhood, while grandparents who recognized the mistakes stepped away from the toxic relationship and quietly went on with their journey. Narcissists fail relationships due to their unquenchable thirst for admiration, materialism, and the latest prize. They know they will never be satisfied, and you have always been aware. No one ever thought you would leave, therefore your departure terrified them. You were supposed to be the naive, wounded moocher through your breakdown. They deserted you during a pandemic when you had several surgeries, a vehicle repossession, credit card debt, and were incapacitated by the worst illness of your life due to an attempted demise and annihilation. Your whole support system vanished, and you were not even inquired about how you were doing over coffee. This was all of us. This is why narcissists are such good actors, vanishing like shadows in the night. Why? They grabbed, absconded with it all, did not rest on their laurels or have a cup of coffee to contemplate. Instead, they held on to the lie at any cost. Their cognitive limitations prevent them from doing so. Their immaturity, rooted in being sadistic, makes them wish you were too. Reflect on my words. Suppose someone left you. Why? What happened? You take away all those things, and the selfish will move on to their new partner. This is true as well. They left you behind. Never reconnect with a selfish person. Out of sight is out of mind. The you who is strong and healing, the you who will be moving on, while they are already on to someone else. I am exposing all from your refusal. Remember your rock bottom. You were in a dark place, maybe about to go through some traumatic experience and entertaining ideas you never thought would cross your mind. But you know what? You successfully navigated a very difficult situation, learned and implemented tools, and supported your community. You live to help others now. Even though you know the relationship almost broke your spirit, it didn't. As always, narcissistic people lose. And in the video, I say it over and over because it's so important for you to realize that where you are today is not where you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years behind Allen Coast. Nowadays, life keeps changing. The amount of energy you have will shift daily, weekly, and monthly. You will become stronger and less fragile with narcissists out of your life. Breaking a trauma bond and maintaining no contact can be healthier. If an interaction cannot be avoided, do the grey rock or show no interest. Remember, your narcissist never thought you would move on. Weak, faithless, low on energy, and money for help. They thought you could never get anywhere and broke everything. If you tripped, try to understand their motives. What would make them leave one partner for another? They might say you were weak. Let that go. Only remember the bad things people said about you. Remember, narcissists do not care about healing you from a past, present, or future situation. They only want to mask that toxicity. You then see their facade and create healthy boundaries. You stop being a people pleaser and start taking your stand. You can say no firmly. There is probably no better feeling than repelling narcissists, as it ticks them off, but also solidifies your self-worth. You need to be tough, and remember that if people hurt you, they will necessarily disagree with each of them. They may wear their emotions on their sleeve, including anger. You know how to say no. Tell the truth. Even though it may hurt at first, it is necessary. Admit that even though you get more bad memories than good ones, at least it taught you something. Your only choice was to believe that toxic relationships have made you better. Your strength is wearing down the cycle of narcissistic abuse. Whether you are in a season of healing or thriving, always remember your support. The narcissist never counted on you getting well, but you did. Let this be the start of your healing process. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed my content. Something so small can make my day brighter. Please continue to follow and support so I can keep making exciting new videos for you. Be well, and thanks for listening. When a narcissist is afraid of your presence, here's how they react. In the enigmatic world of narcissists, a facade of humility conceals a seething cauldron of envy and ego. These individuals, masquerading as driven success seekers, are single-mindedly dedicated to their aspirations, fueled by the intoxicating elixir of financial gain. Their joy knows no bounds when splurging on acquisitions that enhance their facade, a glittering allure designed to captivate the attention of others. The narcissist's desires extend beyond mere success. They crave admiration and yearn for your approval. As your wealth and triumphs accumulate, envy-driven adversaries emerge, hell-bent on thwarting your every move. Their fervent wish is for your failure, orchestrating elaborate schemes to obstruct your path to success. Equality is anathema to them. They prefer you beneath their lofty perch. For a narcissist, discovering a more prosperous counterpart within their social realm is akin to igniting a powder keg of envy and resentment. Even in apparent abundance, these individuals remain insatiable, ceaselessly yearning for more. Can this insatiable melancholy ever be quelled? Well, let's delve into this intriguing topic. I appreciate your company on this cinematic exploration. If you haven't done so already, consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell to embark on future journeys together. Now let's unravel the intricate threads of discontentment, a perennial affliction that shadows the narcissist's entire existence. Discontentment, an eternal companion, stems from an inability to find solace or joy, as their self-centered pursuits overshadow every facet of their lives, leaving a trail of unhappiness in their wake, both in the domestic sphere and the intricate tapestry of their relationships. This discontentment, a recurring theme, casts its shadow across the spectrum, from romantic entanglements to the ethereal realm of spiritual connections. In the twisted realm of narcissists, the pursuit of contentment remains elusive, evading even those with seemingly perfect lives, beautiful progeny, a devoted partner, and an idyllic abode. Yet, the narcissist, with a penchant for deception, weaves a web of lies within the confines of matrimony, neglecting their offspring and wreaking havoc on anyone sharing their dwelling. Their perverse joy stems from concocting problems where none exist, providing a pretext to abandon their families, be it a transient escape or a permanent departure. Ignoring and manipulating others, fabricating rumors, and sowing discord become the narcissist's twisted pastimes. For the narcissist, satisfaction is an alien concept unrelated to the treatment of their companions. Rather than reveling in the success of others, they revel in the chaos of drama and uncertainty. Over time, their interest in relationships wanes, fueled by their indifference, the assumption that others are expendable, and an unrelenting quest for novel methods to satiate their desires. The second facet of their discontent revolves around their disdain for their jobs and career pursuits. As their enthusiasm for relationships and accomplishments dwindles, even the seemingly perfect job becomes a source of discontent, triggering waves of despondency and anger. They scrutinize the company's offerings, envisioning alternative ways it could cater to their insatiable needs. The narcissist, in their perpetual quest for more, remains incapable of experiencing reverence, even when adorned with degrees and occupying the pinnacle of professional success. In the kaleidoscopic realm of narcissists, the insatiable thirst for more permeates every facet of their existence. The perpetual feeling of missing out on something, coupled with an incessant desire for greater compensation and benefits, propels narcissists into a constant shuffle of jobs and careers. Their capricious nature often leads them to attempt fraudulent exploits or take advantage of their employers, risking the precarious thread that sustains their employment. Dishonest attempts to extract more work or wages are not beneath them if they believe they can elude scrutiny. Remaining in a position for an extended period is a challenge for narcissists, as their tenure hinges on exploiting the company for personal gain. Even if successful in this endeavour, the monotony eventually sets in, and their hunger for more intensifies. In the intricate tapestry of their existence, narcissists harbour perpetual discontent with their true selves, prompting the fabrication of identities and personalities. They pilfer fragments of others' lives, identities, clothing, and more, constructing a false image that masks their deceitful nature. These individuals, some of the most duplicitous encountered, harbour a profound disinterest in their own beings. Dissatisfied with their current state, they extend this aversion to everything and everyone around them. Beneath the veneer of smiles and frequent chatter lies the truth. Narcissists harbour a deep-seated dislike for others and life itself. Alone, their countenance shifts from the facade of cheerfulness to a canvas painted with shades of sadness, anger, and gloom. The root of their misery is their profound self-discontent. In the grand denouement, narcissists remain oblivious to the reality that success, financial stability, and positive relationships do not invariably lead to contentment. For those tainted by greed, envy, and self-centeredness, true happiness and ease are elusive mirages in the arid landscape of their existence. In an unending loop of dissatisfaction, a narcissist remains perennially unsatisfied, a discontent that permeates every corner of their existence, sparing none, not even themselves. This perpetual dissatisfaction is an affliction unique to narcissists, and it is a burden they alone must bear. To shield ourselves from being unjustly burdened with blame for their issues and shielded from the store of their negative emotions, it becomes imperative to steer clear of their orbit. As we draw the curtain on today's discourse, I hope this cinematic journey imparts valuable insights. I invite you to share your reflections and musings in the comment section below. For those who wish to embark on future explorations with us, subscribing and activating the notification icon ensures you won't miss the unveiling of subsequent cinematic chapters. With gratitude, thank you. Suffering that narcissists never think about when playing with you. Think you've got the upper hand on a narcissist? Think again. Today, we're diving into the unexpected twist that narcissists never saw coming, and how it completely flips the script on their manipulative game. Have you ever found yourself tangled up with a narcissist, only to realize